Move forward to 2020, and there am I in a club I belong to here in Edinburgh after a nice lunch, and there's some pals standing around, and the topic turns out to be the Arthur Conan Doyle Centre. And someone says, "Oh, Lance, I hear you work there. You know, you're going." Yes, I'm going to be the chairman of the Arthur Conan Doyle Centre. Isn't that great? After I'd said it, two people who were only on the fringes of the conversation intervened, one after another. One of them was a retired professor of medicine from Edinburgh University, a very, very intelligent, highly scientific man. And the other one was a recently ordained Episcopalian priest. And one of them said, "Lance," he said, "you're into that," he said. Well, he put his arms akimbo, like, "What about the evidence?" And I sort of opened my mouth to say something to him. And then from the other side of me, the recently ordained Episcopalian priest said, "I don't believe any of it." And I thought, well, Arthur Conan Doyle, 100 years later, scientists are still saying, "We don't believe there's any evidence," when, of course, we all know there's absolutely heaps of evidence of paranormal and spiritual, possibly, activity. It may still need to be interpreted, but it's there in enormous quantity. I mean, we now have more than 20 million reported cases of near-death experiences, things that have actually been reported, IANS and these other websites and through books and so on. We reckon there have been about 20 million reported NDEs since 1975, when Raymond Moody wrote the first book about them. I mean, and that's only the tip of an enormous iceberg. There's plenty of evidence. So the professor of medicine, a wonderful man as he is, needed only to look at the evidence himself rather than challenge me to produce any, because it's all out there. And on the other side, you've got the "I don't believe it." And I thought, you know, l'esprit de l'escalier, when you're going down the stairs after your grand party in Paris, and you think of what you should have said when that person was rude to you. Well, my l'esprit de l'escalier, what I should have said to the Episcopal minister was, when he said, "I don't believe any of it," I should have said to him, "But you do. You believe in life after death. You believe that you can communicate with the dead in the shape of saints. You believe you can communicate with Jesus. You know, what are you talking about?" So I felt very strong intellectually. I could see that these two people were being almost foolish. That I wouldn't call them that to their faces, and that's perhaps a bit mean and unfair, but they were almost being foolish. There's a lot of evidence, and religion does believe the things which we, from a completely different perspective, have discovered, to our surprise, might actually be true.